A typical salary provides more than enough to build a substantial net worth. Yet for most people, that money consistently vanishes before it can be saved. This leakage occurs in the milliseconds between a tap and a confirmation, where an optimized system quietly extracts wealth through the path of least resistance. Spending used to be a slow manual process. You had to physically count paper bills and hand them over, a moment of tactile resistance psychologists call the pain of paying. It served as a natural speed bump, forcing you to evaluate every purchase. Modern digital payments have removed that speed bump. By reducing the act of buying to a facial scan or a double click, technology bypasses the brain's rational decision-making checkpoint. You are no longer processing the loss of a resource. You are simply completing a reflex. This ease of use is often presented as a lifestyle upgrade. In reality, it is a sophisticated mechanism of extraction. Convenience is the mask worn by a system designed to move money away from you before your critical thinking can intervene. This environment creates digital leakage, thousands of small, unmonitored transactions that accumulate in the background. Individually, these charges are too small to trigger financial alarm bells, so they move through your accounts without resistance. Take the free trial that quietly converts into a recurring monthly fee. Because the renewal is automatic, it transforms from a choice into a perpetual liability. It sits on your bank statement alongside dozens of small fees, becoming invisible through sheer volume. The true scale of this leakage shows up in the aggregate. A $5 food delivery fee or a daily convenience markup might feel insignificant today, but over the course of a year, these micro-decisions compound into a multi-thousand-dollar drain on your potential wealth. Because these costs are scattered across different apps and automated schedules, they are difficult to track manually. They function as a passive tax on your baseline income, siphoning off your surplus before you ever have the chance to invest it. This isn't a failure of personal willpower. It is the calculated mathematical result of a frictionless financial landscape. The system is working exactly as it was designed to. This extraction is accelerated by the Diderot effect. This is a psychological pattern where the purchase of one new, upgraded possession suddenly makes everything else you own look inadequate by comparison. You buy a new laptop, and suddenly your old desk looks out of place. You buy the desk, and now the chair looks worn out. This creates a chain reaction of unplanned purchases as you attempt to make your entire environment match the quality of your newest acquisition. This is the mechanism behind lifestyle creep. As income increases, spending follows it automatically. Because digital transactions have no friction, you upgrade your baseline lifestyle without ever making a conscious decision to do so. Eventually, this leads to the golden handcuffs. You become trapped in a high-stress career path, not because you love the work, but because your inflated, frictionless lifestyle has made it impossible for you to survive on a lower salary. Earning more money only solves the problem if you reintroduce intentional friction. Without it, a higher salary simply increases the speed at which you reach a financial breaking point. Most financial advice ignores this reality to focus on the latte myth. Agonizing over a $5 coffee distracts you with micro-decisions that have almost zero impact on your long-term net worth. It's a performance of frugality that masks much larger structural failures. The real damage happens here, in the big wins. Carrying a credit card balance at 24% interest creates a mathematical barrier to wealth no amount of skipped coffee can overcome. This debt is an aggressive, exponential force working against your future. Your income is the other major lever. Failing to negotiate a starting salary might cost a few $1,000s this year, but over a 20-year career, that single missing conversation compounds into a massive gap in your total lifetime earnings. Then there are the macro traps like rushed home ownership. Buying a house before you have the cash flow to handle property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs can leave you house poor, physically owning an asset but having zero liquidity to actually live your life. When you optimize these major structural decisions, the small stuff becomes noise. If your debt is clear and your income is maximized, the daily latte becomes irrelevant to your financial success. You cannot defeat a world engineered for frictionless spending using willpower alone. Willpower is a finite resource that eventually fails. To protect your wealth, you must build an automated machine that is more efficient than the one trying to take it. This is the conscious spending plan. It is an architectural approach to money that replaces reactive tracking with automated routing. You decide where every dollar goes before it ever hits your checking account. The math is simple and sustainable. You divide your income into 4 buckets: 60% for fixed costs like housing and groceries, 10% for long-term investments, 10% for savings, and the remaining 20% for guilt-free spending. By ensuring your investments and savings are locked behind automation on payday, you remove the possibility of digital leakage. The money is moved to its destination before you ever have the chance to spend it impulsively. This system allows you to build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund automatically. This buffer provides the psychological security to make better decisions and ensures that a single unexpected expense never forces you back into high-interest debt. Automation turns the enemy of friction into your greatest defensive wall. It protects your future self from the momentary impulses of your present self. A conscious spending plan works through a strategy of intentional imbalance. You gain the freedom to spend extravagantly on the things you love by aggressively removing the flow of cash toward the things that provide you no value. Use your money dials to find what actually makes your life better, whether that's world-class travel, or personal convenience, or investing in your relationships. Ignore the generic consumption templates and fund your specific joy. When your automated systems handle the big wins, your net worth moves upward as a matter of course. But the true goal isn't just a higher number on a screen. It is the ability to use money as a tool to buy back your time and your optionality. By dodging the frictionless traps and automating your financial architecture, money stops being a source of constant stress. It becomes the engine that drives your freedom.